Thank you for joining us for Small Talks for Big Change, where we help simplify financial topics to help with your financial wellness. Welcome to the show, everyone. Today we're going to talk about the rising cost of homeowners insurance and how rising costs don't just affect homeowners, but renters too. As always, and especially with today's guests, we're going to keep our conversation positive and inspiring and focused on tips to support your financial well-being. Our guest today is one of my favorite people in the whole wide world because she's also smart and funny and wise and beautiful. And did I mention funny? She is Patelco's senior financial well-being educator and also, and I am so proud to announce on this show first, the newest Educator of the Year named by the National Educational Institute for Financial Literacy. Veronica Dangerfield, welcome back to the show and congratulations on your latest achievement.
Thank you so much, Michelle, for your kind words. But did you know that even my blood type is B positive?
I heard that for the first time on a last webinar, and I love that. And that's no surprise, but huge achievement for you. Congratulations. So honored to have you in the studio. All right, we'll have to do another episode that outlines all of your accolades over your 20-year career. And you did start when you were 5 years old, right?
Oh, yeah. I was a mere child prodigy.
But today we're broaching a tough subject that's affecting many Californians and Americans, frankly. And we think you're the best person to have this conversation with because it's affected you personally, but you also have so much great wisdom and inspiration to impart on us all. So let's talk about homeowners insurance, shall we?
Absolutely.
So here's the reality of things, and here's
Yikes.
some statistics from the Joint Center for Housing Studies at Harvard. From the Great Recession to the present, homeowners insurance prices have increased a whopping 74%, while home prices have increased more than 40%, even after adjusting for inflation. Real premiums have risen approximately 20% between 2020 and 2023 alone. Those are national statistics, but we live in a state that's experienced a lot of recent climate disasters in addition to Florida, Louisiana, and Texas, and we're really feeling it the most. The San Francisco Chronicle reports that more than 500,000 Californians will soon see their home insurance rates rise for the second time in a year. More than 489,000 homeowners and 60,000 condo owners set to be affected by the increase. We'll see the difference on their bill and their first renewal date in 2025, according to findings. Veronica, can we start off today by talking about the fourth financial health pillar, which is plan, and why it's one of four key components to financial health?
Absolutely. You know, we all have to plan because that's a part of anticipating future expenses because they impact us immediately. And protecting what we have is so important, especially as you get old, because as you get older, you don't have the income to replace it. That's why it's so important for us to stay insured. And with me, when I was at the house, the homeowners insurance catastrophe was like a virus in the neighborhood. All my neighbors were talking about it and calling me and letting me know that their insurance was canceled. So I was a little shocked, but not surprised when I got the letter that said that my insurance was canceled as well. Immediately, I started calling people. Did I ever tell you that I called my insurer and asked?
No, I knew that your insurance had gone up and it affected the neighborhood, but not about this phone call.
I called them and I said, you know, I would love to keep my insurance. What do I need to do? And she said, well, do you have any trees? I said, yeah, I had a few. And she said, well, you need to cut them down. And I said, well, I'm really attached to this one tree, but if you say so. And then she said, and then I said, well, what else do I need to do? She said, if you put up a 6-foot titanium container around your house, we will reconsider it in 3 years.
Wow.
She said it with a straight face. I started laughing. I said, are you kidding? She says, no. And this is somebody that I had been with, Michelle. I have been with them since 2006. Paid faithfully, no claims. But I guess that's what insurance is about. Insurance is about the possibility of something happening and the protection for that. So it was disheartening because I felt like I did the right thing. And then I saw my rates increase, double, and triple.
Yeah, but that's how insurance goes, right? We all pay into it, and then when disasters occur, then we're all subsequently affected by it. And a lot of people are surprised when we talk about the 4 financial health pillars, and within the plan pillar that insurance is a part of that. But it's so critical if you think about protecting your assets, and it's not only homeowners insurance, but health insurance and other types of insurance as well.
And the other caveat around that is one of the things that saved me when I got my new insurance was I got a new roof on the house. Because everybody asks, how old is your roof? So, you don't think about it, but maintaining your house is really an important part of insurance, and you don't think about it. But when you need insurance and you have an old roof, that's the first thing they ask you and the first reason they would turn you down.
Yeah, and a big part of overall financial health is making sure that you're covered and you're planning and you're having to make those phone calls and making sure that you're all taken care of. And some listeners may be out there thinking this conversation may not necessarily be relevant to them if they don't own a home, but rising insurance costs rather affect renters too, don't they?
Absolutely, because, the insurance industry is not just for homes, they're also for businesses. And what happens is landlords end up charging more for rent so that they can cover their expenses. So it's, you can't get away from it, unfortunately.
The California Department of Insurance Commissioner announced on January 1st enforcement of regulation to expand insurance coverage across the state. So homeowners and businesses will see greater availability, market stability, and recognition for wildfire safety through the use of catastrophe modeling, which is great. But what's your advice for homeowners for assessing their current policy and maybe saving money on homeowners insurance?
Well, the first thing I would do is if you hear rumors that your homeowner's insurance is going to be canceled, immediately start looking for other options. So shop around. I eventually shopped around. I called a lot, and I finally had to end up calling my friend who is an insurance broker, and I had to get an insurance policy that is out of state. It was triple the amount that I was paying before. And I actually called my neighbor and asked her whom she was using, and her insurance is even more than mine. Wow. So I felt like I did a very good thing. And you can also raise your deductible to lower your expenses, and also bundle your insurances. That's what I attempted to do. I had all of my insurances with one carrier, and they gave me a discount. But when they canceled my homeowner's insurance, they promised I wouldn't lose the discount, and I didn't. So, and I'll also make your home resistant. One of my neighbors, just last week, she cut down 3 beautiful little elm trees that were in between our properties. Because of that, there is a lot of activity on our street right now where people are taking down those old redwoods that have died. So a lot of cleanup around your area also protects you from debris, because the debris control. I'm walking down, I was doing my exercise. I went on a walk, and it ended up a 7-mile walk because I forgot, and I just kept walking and walking. But one of my neighbors was cleaning up the debris around her house because she had heard about the firemen were actually recommending that you keep around your house really clean. But, I live in such a beautiful neighborhood, and the trees are just such a part of the beauty of the neighborhood. But now we're all scared of our trees.
Yeah, and that's really unfortunate too. I'm hearing what you're saying about bundling insurance if you can too, but not all insurers are created equal, right? Not all insurers offer homeowners insurance, or some have auto and some have homeowners, but then maybe they don't have flood coverage, or maybe they don't have fire coverage. Yeah. So it sounds like an easy Google task, but
and it's not. And many, many, many insurances have left the state of California because the wildfires, and it's very. I have to tell you, it's it could be a little bit stressful, but one of the things that we have to do is just overcome by being prepared, by doing our research, by getting the right information about, listening to the podcast and finding other ways so that we can be properly insured. Because with the California Fair Plan, have you heard about that?
I have, but not familiar with the details.
So the California Fair Plan is when there are no more choices. You could go to the state of California. It's triple the amount of a regular, but it doesn't carry everything. Mm-hmm. So if you get the California Fair Plan, you have to get other types of insurance like flood insurance. Flood insurance and earthquake insurance typically aren't covered in your basic package anyway. But I think that our legislators are going to have to get together and support, because, wildfires are just a part of climate change.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they started on January 1st with this regulation that they started, but it seems like more change needs to occur. And you're correct. You got to really read through your insurance policies, making sure that you're covered for the things that may affect your area, because different parts of the Bay Area have different things that are affected weather-wise.
And you need to get replacement value when you look at your policy, because then you can replace everything that you had at the value that, if you just get the cash value when you had a refrigerator that was 10 years old, they would only give you like a couple of $100 for you. But if you had replacement value, you can actually get what the value is for the refrigerator in today's terms to replace it. That's just a little tidbit.
Gotcha. Okay, those are really good tips. A lot of material that we've read suggests that homeowners insurance crisis in the state may make it even harder for Californians to own a home. What would you tell aspiring homeowners despite these challenges?
One of my good friends just bought a home, and when she had to get her insurance, she had to pay more for it. It's just one of the costs that we have to assume with having a house. It's just one of the things that you have to budget for. I still think that it's worth having a home, because it gives you the value of having a nice, cozy place to rest. But just increasing your budget on getting homeowners insurance and doing your research and asking your friends and your neighbors what they're doing, and make sure that you have your house updated. So, because the insurance department wants to know if your electricity is updated, and they charge you more for an older home than a newer home. And make sure that you have appliances that are pretty recent. So there's things you can do, and there's a lot of things that you can do. But like I said, it's just important for you to get that information and then understand that you do the best you can. And then, it might be a little bit more expensive, but don't worry, and just try the best you can and have a happy life, because things are always going to go up. And you can write a letter to your insurance commissioner. Always a good thing to do, because there has to be a better answer.
Yeah, and it's so tough, because a lot of folks that we see out in the community, they're so discouraged already by homeownership prices here in California and the cost of the down payment and everything else. So this just kind of adds to their anxiety about never being able to own a home and build generational wealth and all those things that we talked about. But we always say, really rely on your experts. You don't have to be an expert yourself in everything. Maybe your realtor has some good advice to give you in terms of areas to look for or carriers to use, or maybe just questions in general.
One of the things I always say, you don't have to be an expert when you know one.
And then call you, right?
And then
be like, I know you got cans. Let's talk about home insurance. Well, one thing that always resonates with me, with us, your audiences, is your advice on letting things go that are out of your control. And I think for all of us, homeowners insurance is one of those things that we can't control. How does that advice apply here? What would you recommend for everybody that might be feeling this?
I recommend that you do the best you can. And then what you cannot control, you have to let go. Because at the end of the day, life is too short. All of the things that have to impact us every day has a weight. So you have to have boundaries, do the best you can, and then seize the day and be as happy as you can, regardless of the environment that is the economic environment, because one thing is we can't control it. We can't control what's out there, but one thing we can control, ourselves, our thoughts, our heart, and our future. Thoughts.
I love that.
I kind of got on the soapbox on that one.
But you always do.
Yeah.
We always have to end on that note. So there were some really great tips I'm going to summarize from our chat today. So some recommendations if we are expecting, and homeowners insurance rates always typically go up. I think we might be anticipating that they go up a little bit more this year. So some things we can do to just help prepare for that is maybe look into bundling like you suggested. That's such a great suggestion. You can do that by way of Google. You could maybe chat with your realtor like we talked about. Do your due diligence around your property and just clean up any kind of things that might be at risk for your premiums increasing.
Absolutely.
You always say, with credit card payments or any kind of loan payment, make that payment on time. Don't give them any reason.
Absolutely. I mean, that is critical. Don't give them any reason to cancel you.
Yeah. Look into your deductible. As hard as that may be, that might help with the monthly payment, but just understand that changing the deductible might change things if things do happen, but also an option. The California Department of Insurance website is the official site for Californians to get resources and information on laws, regulation, and more. That's insurance.ca.gov, and a great place and the official place to go get information. NerdWallet has some great content on steps to take to shop homeowners insurance too, if they don't want to call you direct and get your advice, Veronica. Well, thank you, Veronica, for broaching this subject. I know when we talked about it a couple years ago when this had happened to you, and then having experienced the LA fires this year, we knew we had to get you in the studio to just talk about it, but get some inspiration on how to weather this storm literally and figuratively.
Yeah, it's just so important to, like I said, anticipate the future expenses. And I actually have an insurance saving account. I actually save for my insurance so I don't have to be stressed out when it's time to pay. So remember, anticipate future expenses. This is just a part of homeownership, and have a happy life.
That's what it's all about in the end, isn't it?
At the end of the day.
All right, folks, it's that time to share the secret keyword, and that is insurance. Good or bad, insurance, we got to have it, says our financial health pillar number 4, and that's plan. Insurance is our secret keyword for the day. Hit us up at webinars@patelco.org. Say hi to Veronica. Congratulate her on her Educator of the Year award. Ask us any questions you may have, but also get a chance to win a $25 e-gift card, and maybe you can put that toward your insurance premium payment. What do you say, Veronica? That's going to do it for today for Small Talks for Big Change, where we help simplify financial topics to help with your financial wellness. Happy planning out there, everyone. See you next time. Patelco Credit Union is insured by NCUA.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. To subscribe, click here. To watch the next video, click here. See you next time.